Jason Williams from Grasshopper Adventures. We're a company based out of Hong Kong. I'm from Australia, but I live in Thailand, so we're fairly mixed up in that way. We specialise in bicycle tours and photography tours throughout Asia. So as a few examples, we do cycling in Cambodia, we do cycling in Laos, India, Thailand, Vietnam. We also have trips in China, Tibet, Japan. That's our main product, is doing the photography, the biking tours. Most of the tours are about 2 weeks long, and different levels of cycling. Some are easier, some are harder. Some of the tours are more based around staying in resorts and along the beaches, like in Vietnam. Other tours, say in Mongolia, are camping tours and a little bit harder, a bit more hardcore in terms of the cycling. Some of our tours we mix a bit of trekking or rafting in. So in Malaysia we cycle, and we also trek up Mount Kinabalu, which is the highest mountain in Southeast Asia. And we also do a rafting tour in Malaysia with a bit of biking as well. Our other main product that we do is a photography tour. So I work with this guy. This is Ewan Bell. He's a photographer based out of Melbourne, a travel photographer. And him and I go along on the tour, and we have a maximum of only 8 customers, and Ewan imparts all his knowledge to the customers. So we have tours for that in China, India, Thailand, and a new one in Tibet. These don't run as often. There's only one or two of each tour a year, so they're quite exclusive. And they run more at the 3 to 4 star level, a bit more comfortable.
Great, thank you, Jason. And so these are tours that people buy and join in. How long have you been doing this?
The company is 3 years now, but before that I was working for another tour company doing very similar thing for 5 years. So I've been based in Asia now for 9 years in total. And
your tours are sold now predominantly through the internet directly, or you also work with travel agents that book through you?
We're still mostly just internet direct sales, and a lot of private groups of word of mouth. People that I know contact us for private tours. We're just starting to deal with agents now. It's still new for us. We're hoping things like the Travel Mart will help us meet more agents from around the world.
So the itineraries, the places people stay at, tell me a little bit about how they've evolved and developed.
Mostly we actually get out on the bikes and we ride through a country. From my experience of traveling in Asia, I kind of have a fairly good idea of where I want to go, what I want to see when I'm cycling there. So the thing that we do is we get on our bikes and we ride. We get to a town, we find accommodation. The philosophy behind the bike tours is that we really want to cycle. The cycling is the main part of the tour, and sometimes if we have to stay in a cheaper hotel or a low-class hotel, we do that because we're pure in the way that we want to cycle as much as possible and not use a bus to transfer in sections. So in some tours in Vietnam, because of the shape of the country, the design of the country, we're able to use nice hotels all the way along. But in Laos, which is a lot less developed, away from the main tourist sites, we do stay in very basic accommodation with bucket showers and shared toilets. So it varies a lot by tour.
How about Cambodia?
Cambodia is not too bad. We still guest houses in some towns, but it's a fairly small country. So if you can do 80 kilometres on a bike, you can get to a town with reasonable accommodation, but still not. We couldn't run a 3 or 4 star tour with the style of tour that we run at the moment.
Thailand, you have more choices, I suppose, except for maybe the northeast?
Yeah, up in the north it's really easy because there's little resorts dotted all over the place up there in Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, so very easy to you can even just ride 5 kilometres to the next resort.
So this is for people, as you say, are serious bikers. There's not a van following you per se. And what
there is a van following all our tours at all times. So we get quite serious cyclists, but the majority of people that come on our tours are recreational cyclists, and they're looking for something a little bit different for their holiday. My mum came on our Vietnam trip, and she's 60 years old. She doesn't ride a bike. She got in the van when she wanted to. She got out and rode when she wanted to, and she loved it. So,
what's the average distance you'll cover a day?
I'd say average would be 60 to 70 kilometres. Most tours have one day that hits 100 kilometres, which for a lot of people on our tours, it's a real objective for them to be able to achieve the 100 kilometre ride, because a lot of our customers haven't done 100 kilometres in a day. But we also have short days that are only 30 or 40 kilometres, which are usually day rides around Angkor Wat. We'll do about 30 kilometres on the day.
This is conducted in English, so which markets do you predominantly draw your customers from?
Mostly Australia at the moment. We get Americans tend to buy off the web a bit more than, say, the English, I'm finding, for my product. North America and Australia is the main base.
Are there many companies similar to you doing similar things?
There's a few. There's not a lot. As I said, I'm quite new, so we're busy enough. After only a year and a half of actually operating the tours, we're really busy. So there's obviously room there in the market for another company like ours. And most of the companies that I know around this area, this region, don't really hit the Australian market as much. So I think that's where we've done well.